Good morning and welcome to the 523 podcast. This is episode 15, and I am Devan Corbello, owner of Corbello's Menswear, and the 523 podcast, as a reminder, is a podcast about fashion, entrepreneurship, and community involvement, amongst other things. But today I have a very special guest, one of my good friends, Josh Floyd.
Hello.
And he's with... just tell me who you're with.
Coldwell Banker, Ingalls Safari Realty here in Lake Charles, Louisiana, and I operate a real estate team called the Floyd Group.
Yes, and Josh is an awesome realtor. I remember.
That's what I tell everybody.
Yeah, for sure. He's killing it out there. Just very unique. I remember. I think I may have told you this one time, but I remember like a few years ago before I met you, I saw your ad in like a Thrive magazine or something. It was you and this other girl, and you were on stairs, but like,
Oh, yeah.
you had like your little hat on and like a beard, and like you had like a short sleeve shirt with like tattoos and stuff. It's just not like, you usually see a realtor like all like suited up, like black
Right.
and white, like nothing very special, I guess, or unique, I should say, about them. But
Nice.
you looked really really cool, and like I would buy a house from him. Like,
Thanks, man.
yeah.
From the beginning, I felt like it was important just to kind of be myself.
Hmm.
I felt like as soon as I start to be somebody other than me, people would see right through that.
Right.
And I never wanted that to happen. Plus,
Yeah.
I like me. So,
For
it
sure.
seems like other people have taken to that well.
Yeah, and you've done well, and I was telling you before this, it was surprising that I haven't had you on before.
I know. It's kind of hurt my feelings.
I know,
I'm just
right? I'm
kidding.
so sorry. But this is episode 15. It's pretty much a milestone, I
Yes,
think,
dude, for sure.
halfway
That's
to
awesome.
30.
Wow.
So here you go. It's a very special episode, and it's the second in the series of Fatherhood
Yeah.
that I'm doing.
Dude, you know what I
did.
just realized today?
What's up?
I'm recording my podcast today, like this afternoon,
Uh-huh.
and it's my 15th episode.
Shut up.
No kidding.
Yeah, so you
Isn't
have your
that
own
crazy?
podcast too, right?
Yeah. That
obviously,
wasn't a
so-
plug. It was just kind of like,
gonna
that's
talk about
interesting.
it.
It's the universe telling us we're right where we should be. It's cool.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
all lining up.
Exactly. Yeah.
But just speaking of more on how cool of a realtor you are, you do podcasts, but you also do these little cartoons every now
Yeah.
and then about real estate and other things, it's really neat. Like
We try to keep it fun.
yeah, his friend like animates these cartoons, and it's himself, but he's talking, and it's really cool. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always about out of the box marketing, and I just want people to have fun and to, have a good time, because real estate doesn't have to be boring. We can actually laugh and have a good time and get to a happy closing table. And that's what we like to provide for our clients with the Floyd Group. So that's kind of what we convey with some of our marketing. Some of it is really directed towards the homes and stuff like that. And it, by necessity needs to be a little bit more serious. But at the same time, we want to be able to show folks that like we have a good time. So and partly in doing that was like my buddy was animating things for himself already. And that's kind of like what he does for a job, or at least hadn't thought of doing it as a job yet. He was just doing it for fun. And so I call him, I'm like, dude, would you do this for money? And he was like, yeah, for sure. I love money.
Yeah,
I was like, all right, dude, then let's work this out. And so he's a genius. He does like all the music. He does all the animation. I kind of just provide the voices and the basic idea, but it was also a way to bring in other people around our area, other business people, to show off what they do as well, So I've brought people that are insurance folks, and I've brought in other lenders, and I've brought in title folks. And so I feel like if I can, help them increase their net as far as like who they're able to reach, then maybe I can attach myself to who they're able to reach, and we can sort of help each other out.
Yeah, for sure.
So we use it in that way, kind of.
Yeah, I think, partnering up with other businesses, like, like say you and I mean, if you didn't sell a house with the closets in them,
Right.
I wouldn't be able to fill those closets.
There you go.
So, I mean,
and we would, of course, call upon you to do so.
Exactly. So there you go. I think any business person can partner up with other people, and I think it can be successful, whether you think it would fit or not. Like we had last week's episode, we had Cody Porsche on.
Yeah.
And, he does the aerial imagery, which you wouldn't think, oh, I could use this as a realtor. But he
Right.
said that he has done for realtors before,
Oh, absolutely.
which is a
I'm gonna be
really,
giving Cody a call actually. I think we're
yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
together.
He said he has some really good prices for realtors now. So
Yeah, yeah.
check them out. But so how long have you been you doing real estate? It's not something you ever set out to do, right? Like,
I don't think anybody ever sets out to sell real
mhm,
estate. Like,
really?
until recently.
Hmm.
Lately, it seems like a lot of these younger kids will get out of, college or high school or whatever and be
Hmm.
like, I'm going to go straight to a realtor because they saw something on HGTV or whatever.
Right.
I came about it the old fashioned way of trying a lot of other stuff first.
Hmm.
So the most recent thing I was a tattoo artist.
Hmm.
And so I had done that for about 10 years, in addition to a lot of other things. I'd gotten my commercial pilot license for helicopters. I'd been a waiter at La True Sauvage, a fine dining restaurant here in Lake Charles.
Hmm.
Learned a lot about service and
Hmm.
just customer relations there,
For
and
sure.
just life in general. Man, they are awesome people. But I've been selling real estate for 4 years straight now.
Hmm.
I kind of burned the boats. I got into real estate and decided not to do anything else,
Yeah.
which I felt is important.
Hmm.
I think if you're going to get into something, do it all the way,
Yeah.
or don't do it,
Yeah.
because you're just going to be in the way of the people that are doing it all the time.
Right.
Which, hey, teach their own. But I felt like for me, it was important to dive in. And
Hmm.
so I did. The first year was very difficult.
Hmm.
It was a very much of a learning process.
Yeah.
And it's just grown every year
Hmm.
since then. And I feel so lucky and just blessed,
Yeah.
honestly, man. It's just hard work really does pay off.
Yeah.
Just super excited where things are going.
That's awesome. And we met a few years ago with Fusion 5, I think. And then with it's been fun to see you grow because, like, I think you're still pretty new to it at the time.
Oh, I was new to
And then just
real
like,
estate and business in general,
yeah.
really. Yeah.
And so and now, you're married now, which is a big change. And we actually
Yeah.
had Bree on of one of the earlier episodes, and she's in mortgage, and so it's
That's
kind of
right.
like a real estate family y'all have over there. And
Yep.
um, but also you're growing into you just started the Floyd Group, which is
Right.
really cool. And
That's stretching me in ways
yeah.
I didn't even know about yet. You
Uh-huh.
know what I mean? It's caused me to reflect on how to be a leader and how best to lead other people,
Yeah.
and meet them where they are,
Hmm.
and it's just been awesome to
Yeah.
see each team member flourish.
That's awesome. I think Jay-Z has this quote in one
Yeah,
of his songs. I think the one with him and Beyonce. It's called "Boss," but it's like, what, I'm gonna like mess it up, and I like sing it all the time
we can
whenever it
Google
comes
it.
on. But it's something about you're rich if other people around you are rich. I say rich, but like, successful and like,
Rich can mean a lot of things, though.
right.
Yeah,
And if you're really, but if you're not, you're really broke if everyone else around you is broke. Like,
yeah,
so if you're not like supporting others and contributing to other success, like you're not really being successful yourself, which is a really
absolutely.
cool way to look at things. And I think I'm always about giving back too, and
Sure.
trying to help others, and kind of, I'm not very wise, but I feel like,
I think you're wise, man.
well,
You've
thank
always
you.
you've always impressed me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. But
Hmm.
like, kind of just passing on the knowledge. People ask all the time, how'd you get it started?
Yeah,
I'd always wanted to do that, and any little thing I could help them with.
for
And
sure.
so it's really cool to see other people that are doing that too, like yourself,
Yeah.
who are making other people successful in the area. So kudos to you.
I
That's
enjoy
awesome.
that. That's part of the fun for
Yeah.
me, man. I mean, I love selling real estate. I love showing homes. I love that whole process.
Hmm.
But I've always loved seeing other people succeed as
Hmm.
well.
And I'm all about, like, whatever you put out there, you get.
Absolutely.
Treat the golden rule, treating others
No
the
one
way they
has
treat
to
it, and
be successful to the disadvantage of someone else.
right.
I
There's
mean, we
enough.
can all
Yeah.
succeed, and there's enough, you're right, to go around. Absolutely.
Exactly, for sure. Now, kind of shifting gears now to what I asked you on here for, other than talking about your business, obviously.
Sure. Yeah. No.
But Father's Day just passed. We did a two-part series, Father's Day, fatherhood thing, and so you're a dad,
That's right.
obviously.
Yep.
Your stepdad,
Yes.
too.
We have 3 kids between the two of us, 3
Yeah.
girls.
And that's how. So tell us a little bit about like the dynamic of the household and how
Sure.
being a father to your own child
Mhm.
versus being a stepfather, um,
Wow.
and like the different I wouldn't say challenges, but maybe
Yeah.
things you've learned from both.
Yeah. Um, man, I will say that without reservation, being a father is the best thing I've ever done in my life. Um, not on purpose, but I of anything by far that I've done or you know people that I could have known, my children are the most amazing
Hmm.
and the most rewarding and can't say enough about it,
Yeah.
man. I think being a father is my highest calling before
Hmm.
anything else. Being a husband and father, I think is my highest calling, and so I take it really seriously. And really, I there is a dynamic there with having a stepdaughter. My wife and I have been married for almost 2 years now. We've been together for over 5 years. The way it is, they're all girls. Like I said, we have a 13-year-old, we have a 10-year-old, and we have a 7-year-old.
Hmm.
So a lot
Hmm.
of emotions at our house.
Yes.
But no, dude, I don't see her any differently than my kids.
Hmm.
That's the thing. Like, I think maybe at first, when you're first getting into a relationship, there's some hesitancy and stuff like that. You
Right.
just want to, you don't, I don't know. You just don't want to overstep your bounds, and you want to
Yeah,
make
for
sure
sure.
that everything's going to work out. And so I didn't even meet Jade,
Hmm.
for a while,
Yeah.
whenever Bree and I first got together. But then when we did, I felt like it was really important to, try to treat her just the same as I would treat my kids,
Right.
even when we were just dating.
Hmm.
And so that's carried on. Now, I think if we were to get into like the day to day, I think probably realistically, I'm more hands off with Jade just
Hmm.
because she has a dad that is
Right.
very involved with her life and that
Hmm.
loves her very much, and they have a great relationship.
Yeah.
And so I think my role in that specifically is to love her like my own, which
Hmm.
I do, but to allow her mother and her biological father
Hmm.
to instruct in the way that they would want to.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And you
So
would want that for your
and I would want
daughter,
the same,
vice versa. Yeah.
and they do
Yeah.
really.
That's amazing.
My children, my kid's stepdaughter, my excuse me, my kid's stepfather, is very supportive of
Hmm.
how I, want to raise my girls,
Right.
and we've all sat down together actually recently,
Hmm.
and had a great conversation
Yeah.
about that, and he was incredibly supportive, and
That's
so
amazing that y'all can all work together for like
it
the benefit of the
really
children.
was,
Yeah.
man. It was the first time that had happened,
Hmm.
and if you had asked me if that would ever have happened, even 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
Hmm.
well, specifically, yeah, probably about 2 years ago, I would have laughed in your
Hmm.
face.
Yeah.
But I think time heals a lot. I think that
Yeah.
we grow up, we mature, and we really are all focused where we need to be, and
Hmm.
that the whatever's best for the kids.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's the most important thing.
it really
That's
is.
yeah.
That's all that matters,
Yeah.
honestly. So we try to keep that in focus, and I think we all do a great job at it right
Yeah.
now.
That's
I'm
good. You
not patting
see,
us on the back, but I think
right.
I'm happy with the way things are right
And
now.
that's all that matters. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
that's great.
Mhm.
And so, a house full of preteen girls.
Lord help us.
Yes. And so how is it being the only male in the house?
Well, technically, we have Pete, who is our dog,
Oh well.
but Pete hates me,
Oh
so
no.
he's definitely on the girl side. So no, it's fine, man. Honestly, if anything, I was the perfect dad for all
Mhm.
daughters. I grew up very artistic, very like not sports dude.
Right.
Like I liked fashion, I liked
Hmm.
to draw, I liked theater, stuff like that, and still
Hmm.
do. I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of my gig.
Yeah.
So. And not to say that dads that are into sports wouldn't like all that stuff, but like I just felt already predisposed to like it's
Right.
just perfect for me, man.
Right.
I have no problem playing with dolls. Let's do
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
So I love having all girls. I'm not really sure what I would do with a boy, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. I'm sure we would go play catch or something. I don't know.
And then if it was, I mean, that's kind of like me. Like I wouldn't be able to throw a ball. Like
Yeah, exactly.
I've never been the athletic person. I'd have to like
Right.
call my brother over, like, hey, can you come throw a ball with my
Just
kid?
show them how to do it.
Or
Yeah.
at least like let's spend a weekend and you teach me how to throw a ball.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and I felt like I would have to try to do that for him just to
Hmm.
like give him that
Yeah.
well-rounded experience or
Right.
whatever. But I lucked out. I
Yeah.
feel like,
That's
I
great.
have all princesses.
Yeah.
I call them, they're my ladies. Like
Yeah.
they're,
Oh,
we just,
that's sweet.
they're awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And so you're also a son, obviously.
No.
No. What? But you
Okay. Yeah.
you work with your dad.
I do.
How
Yeah.
is that dynamic? How is and I think that's who got you into realty, right? Like I could be wrong on that.
That's a tough one, man, because really, like, I think what I had considered it in the back of my mind getting into real estate
Hmm.
probably throughout my 20s, but but I wanted to be asked.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
wanted to be like recruited in a
Yeah.
way. And that never happened. And so ultimately it was my decision to get
Yeah.
into real estate. There
Yeah.
was no prodding, pushing, or
Right.
anything like that.
He just yeah, he didn't want to like put
It
his
was there,
yeah.
I had assumed that he would hire me, but there was no guarantee. I passed the interview, thank God.
Yeah, there you go.
But previously, like growing up and stuff, like there had been some tension there, and stuff like
Hmm.
that. So some kind of philosophical views. I was very, very stubborn.
Hmm.
I was just that angsty sort of kid,
Right.
and so had a lot of growing up to do throughout my 20s.
Hmm.
And so not that it was all that strained, but it was not super duper close.
Right.
But I can say that one of the, you know, maybe unexpected but like huge silver linings to get into real estate, in addition to like putting my family in a better position and
Hmm.
helping other people, was the I'm gonna get teared up.
No.
Was the was the relationship that I could foster with my father,
Hmm.
because I think as men or as boys, like, we see our father as like this, you know shining example a lot of times of like what
Hmm.
a man should be, and like what you should do, or what you
Right.
should have accomplished,
Hmm.
and to change the dynamic of just being a son to being a coworker who is looked to and asked,
Hmm.
about certain situations from your father,
Hmm.
like, to change it's just, dude, it's been amazing.
That's
It really
great.
has. And that's one of the things I'm most grateful for,
Hmm.
is that we're just a lot closer now,
Yeah.
and there's like a common respect
Yeah.
there that's unique to our relationship and relatively new and beautiful.
That's
It's
amazing.
so great.
Yeah, and then I'm sure you learned a lot more than you would if
Sure.
you didn't work with him. But you can kind of,
Yeah.
I think
He's always
it,
been incredibly
yeah.
wise. He's always been like, he's been who I needed to be
Hmm.
honest with you, and I knew that deep down, but I
Yeah.
kind of fought it, like,
Yeah.
I want to do my own thing.
Right.
Um, but yeah, no, he's incredibly intelligent, wise, and moral above all,
Hmm.
and so there's just so much to learn there,
Yeah.
and to continue to learn. But I noticed that growing up, I had picked all this stuff up
Hmm.
anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know. Thanks, Dad.
Right.
You're awesome.
Yeah, and that's really cool. And then I'm sure, like after becoming a father yourself, and like
You realize a lot more of
yeah,
that. Yeah. You
yeah,
you become more grateful for it,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah.
that's awesome.
And
And
more remorseful for being a jerk a lot of
right.
times. But we all have our own journeys, man.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
then
part of it.
they were there too at one point. So
For
it's
sure.
yeah, yeah. It's really growing up, and I have a lot of older friends, and they're gonna like kill me for this because like growing, back in the day, but like back in my day was like 2 years ago, I guess.
I don't want to talk about it.
But it was, I mean, it's really cool to see that, and I really am enjoying like growing up in my 20s right now, and I just had a birthday, and so just seeing a lot more and like learning a lot more about
Yeah.
myself, especially in the past year of like starting a business and
Mhm.
going through a lot of change, like in family wise with losing my grandmother who was a big influence on my life, and um, just things like that, and then you learn
Yeah.
a lot about yourself, and I think this is like a really really cool time to be alive, and there's so much out there for people who are growing up and who are
Totally.
changing careers like
Sure.
you did, or like experiencing new things like stepfatherhood and things like
Yeah.
that. There's like a ton of resources out there, but you also like everyone's I think more prone to learn new things nowadays than
Right.
may have been back in the day, but like way back in the
Yeah.
day.
Open-minded. It
Right.
seems like, and
Right.
that's encouraging,
Hmm.
honestly, for the future.
For sure.
I'm
And
excited about that.
Yeah.
because it's not where we came from. Our parents and grandparents were not like that.
No.
It's
No, no,
really
no.
cool to see the younger generations get, you know, be completely open minded, and
Right.
I love it. I think
And not
it's awesome.
care about certain things and
Hang-ups, they don't have the same hang-ups, like as
right.
far as racial hang-ups or anything
Mm-hmm.
like that. Like I don't know. I think there's so much more love in the world that people
Yeah.
give it credit for.
For sure. And I totally
I
agree. And
choose
I
to
think
believe that.
that's where I think we should be as a society.
Amen.
Just exactly. Amen. But so again, working with your dad is if you weren't a realtor
Yeah,
and like you what else would you be? I know you've been a lot, but like maybe
sure.
what would be a different career path that you would have chosen?
Ooh, that's a tough one, man. Well, I have a degree in commercial art, so I could always go back to that.
Hmm.
That's kind of the fallback. Could always do tattoos again.
Yeah.
Get back into that and have a lot of fun doing that.
Hmm.
But as far as like something new that I've never done that I might want to try, skydive instructor.
Mm.
Um, I would like to be a travel journalist.
Yeah.
Perhaps somebody that travels and writes about it. I think would be really cool.
Yeah.
You know who Anthony Bourdain is?
Hmm.
I would just can I just like have his life like that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like that dude was one of the coolest guys on the
And
planet.
he got to eat.
Yeah,
All like
you eat
that was
all
his
over the
job.
world. You
Yeah.
you meet really cool people.
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I've always throughout my 20s I could never afford to travel, and
Hmm.
so like there was just this dream world for me that like I'm gonna see this place one day. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Hmm.
And so travel still is very much that for me. Now that I get to go, I kind of we get to go do stuff every now and again. It's really fun,
Hmm.
but it has not lost its allure.
Yeah.
I still want to go see everything
Yeah.
and have these experiences
For
and stuff
sure.
like that. So that. So screw the rest of that. The travel journalist.
Yeah.
That's what I'd want to do. That'd
Travel
be
blogger.
sweet.
Have your own
Yeah.
TV show. I
TV
always
show would be awesome too.
I always wanted to have my own. Obviously, I've talked about this before, but of being an actor. But I've always wanted
Yes.
to
Me
be.
too.
I used to watch the History Channel, and like the host would like travel all over and talk about history and
Yeah.
archaeology and things like that. And I would like, oh my gosh, like I would have a show that would talk about that. Like just like you
Yeah.
go and like visit all these amazing places and talk about it. And I mean, I talk about it anyway. I might as well like get paid for it and
Yeah.
actually people watch me.
And nowadays, if you just start doing it and you put it
It
out on
happens.
YouTube,
Yeah.
you have your own show. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like it's so accessible now.
Yeah.
You can create that for yourself,
And I think that's kind of what I'm moving more like in the next year um, or two. Like I think I'm going to start doing more of that stuff.
Yeah.
Something I want to travel more and kind of get into a place where I may be able to and like do different things and just be on the road. I don't know. I think the possibilities are endless. We talked about this on
Absolutely.
the last podcast, and it's just there's so much out there that can be explored and
Yep.
different paths people could take. So I'm open to exploring that more so and
Where are you wanting to travel?
everywhere.
Exactly. That's a good answer.
Everywhere. There's not one. I can't pin down one place where like I would want to go over. I mean,
Hmm.
I love Europe. I've never been. I
Yeah.
think it's a really amazing place. But I mean, like the Southeast Asia with all that
Totally.
that architecture there.
Yes.
India,
Buddhist shrines and all that cool stuff. Man, I
yeah,
would love to see all that.
Russia, Australia, like Africa. I've always loved like African animals, and elephants are my favorite animal. And so
Nice.
going to do a safari there, Egypt with all the ancient, and there's
That would be
everywhere.
so fun.
I just want to go everywhere.
Yeah.
So there's really
Let's start a show. We'll do
hey,
a travel show.
for sure. We do. We'll think of something. This is where it
We'll
started. You heard it
brainstorm.
here
Yep.
first, guys. In a couple of years, it's going to be Josh and Devan traveling the
That's
world
right.
together.
Nice. Or it could be Devin and Josh. I'm okay with that. I don't have an ego. It's all good.
And be DJ.
D and J.
DJ travels.
We're starting it today.
Yes, you heard it here. I love it.
That's awesome.
This is where ideas are made.
Honestly, I've thought about just doing local stuff, like
Mm-hmm.
because like if you can't, I can't afford to travel all the time or
Yeah.
whatever. But I like to try new things, and I feel like other people do too. So
Mm-hmm.
it might be an interesting show just to like stay in town or stay in like staycation,
Yeah.
call it, do whatever. But like highlight local things that like other people might not have seen, or like,
When
I
they
don't know,
say
it might be fun.
that's a great way to start your travel
Yeah,
blogs, like you're just getting started, go, and I think I love Louisiana, and that's
I
another
do
thing
too,
too.
man.
There's so much history here.
Yes. And
Um,
there's so much beauty. I mean,
it's
there really is.
fantastic, yeah.
Yeah.
And I drove, I went on vacation recently, and I drove by myself, and that was really the first time I actually took like because I really don't like road trips.
Okay.
I like traveling, but I like plane travel.
Ah,
I like getting there.
yeah,
I like the idea of flying too, which is really cool to me.
for sure.
And before I started this business, I actually got a job as a flight attendant, but I turned it down to start the business.
Oh,
Um, yeah, and
no, you made the right
I don't
choice.
regret it.
No, you made the right choice.
Because it wasn't with the airline that I really wanted.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
But if it was with the airline I really wanted, this would have been a different
Totally
story.
different. Yeah,
Yeah.
we wouldn't be here right now. That's crazy.
But so anyway, but just driving through it, there's so much nature and and especially like on the eastern part of the state, there's a lot more history as far as like bigger city history. But like on this
Yeah,
side, there's like more like Native American and kind of like that
right.
outlaw like pirate history here. And
Sure.
so um, there's just it's really neat. Like anywhere you go, there's history and there's like different things to discover. And I think like you said, staycations are
Yeah.
perfect for just getting started, or even just like a nice weekend away, like
It
a 2 hour drive. And
it took me a long
yeah.
time to see the beauty of our area.
Hmm.
It really did. I think when you grow up around it,
You kind
you
of
become
numb to it, yeah.
desensitized. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And you go to other places and you see like the Rocky Mountains or something. You say,
Hmm.
well, we don't have anything that grand,
Right.
but we really do, man. If you look at the abundance of just like wildlife and the abundance
Yeah.
of all this. I think like when you go south, and you see all the swamps and stuff like
Hmm.
that, and you see all the alligators and stuff. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Cypress trees, gorgeous with
For sure.
Spanish moss. There's so much to love here. The
Hmm.
culture, the art, and above all,
The food.
the food,
Oh,
man.
yes.
You already knew.
I did. I saw it in your face.
Dude, dude, you can't beat Louisiana food. I'm
You
sorry. Just
you really
you're not gonna
can't,
be able
and
to.
it's just amazing to yeah. I like taking little day trips to like the Creole Nature Trail and Cameron Parish,
Absolutely.
and it's the largest parish here. And shout out to Claire.
Hey, Claire.
Yeah, we love you.
Love you, girl.
She's done a great job promoting Cameron Parish, but also
Oh yeah, she is.
it's a really neat parish where there's most of it is it's wildlife reserves, or most of it's
Right.
um there's like the second lowest population in the state, but there's so much down there that it's vast.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Russia, where there's like not a lot of people, but it's so beautiful, and there's like just so much to see.
Sure.
And so
Have you ever
it's
been out
lovely.
there when the sun's coming up? It's so pretty, man.
Yes,
Oh my God, we go
like over
fishing
like
out
the
there and stuff
marsh,
like
yeah.
that. Yes, absolutely.
For sure.
You cannot look at that and tell me that's not one of the most beautiful scenes on the planet. I
Right.
mean, we're lucky. I really feel
I
like we're
think
lucky, and we may lose sight of that sometimes. But
yeah, for sure. I totally agree, and
mhm.
I try to tell people that, and they're like, "Oh, Louisiana sucks." I'm like, "No, it doesn't." Like, if you
Shut your
just
mouth. You go somewhere
exactly,
else then.
exactly,
We don't need you.
for sure, and you just
A lot of
kind
times,
of
I
take
think
back.
life is your perspective anyway.
Hmm.
If you've decided that you're just not going to like it, if you're one of those people,
Yeah.
then dang it, you're not going to be happy anywhere.
No.
And then that sucks, man. But if you take your life and decide to be positive, I think happiness is a decision a lot of times. Yeah, there's
Hmm.
some chemical plays at it, but like if you decide that I'm just not going to let that take me down, I'm going to be happy, then I think you'll see positive results.
Yeah,
So
for
just
sure.
my 2 cents on that.
It's a mindset too, most of the
Total
time.
mindset thing. Yeah. Yeah.
And you kind of you have to just be thankful for what you have.
You cannot be in a bad mood if you're being grateful.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So stop and think about all the things that could be different maybe
Yeah.
So yeah,
This
I'm all
has
about
turned
that,
into a
man.
really philosophical podcast. I like it.
I didn't know if it was supposed to be, but
I
yeah.
loved it. I kind of leave it open ended. You just never know
Right.
what you're gonna get
I feel
from one
that.
of these
That's cool.
podcasts. And so for sure. And then so speaking of Father's Day, we'll go back to that. What's like your favorite Father's Day gift that you have received?
Dude, I'm wearing my Father's Day gift right now, actually,
yeah?
and I love it. It's a Lord watch.
Uh-huh.
Do you check this thing out?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it off and show it to you. It's got a camel leather band, and it's got like kind of a gunmetal face on it
And
with
it's
these light
really
blue
nice. I've been looking at it like throughout the
online.
podcast. No,
Oh, over here. Oh,
on your
that's where
wrist.
I found it online. Oh.
But it's if yeah, I know y'all can't see this, but it's Lord Lord.
Yeah.
Um, really really neat. Like it feels good and it's
I didn't have a
are there
light.
different colors or like
Oh yeah,
yeah.
there's a ton of different kinds, but I didn't have a band that was
Hmm.
that color camel, and I have some shoes that are light camel color,
Hmm.
and so I really liked it for
Yeah.
that with that like a belt to go with it and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know if that's fashionable or not, but is
Yeah,
it? Okay.
Matt, as long as your belt
I
and
don't want to be too
shoes
matchy
match.
matchy, but like as long as the belt and shoes match, I feel good
But then
about
like
it.
the subtle little details like your watch matches
I
your
like the
belt, that's
details.
like really cool.
Yeah.
For sure.
And am I the only person that matches their sunglasses for the day to their outfit, or
Probably.
really?
I'm not a
Now
big
I feel
sunglass
bad.
person
I
and I
love sunglasses.
really I need to get
Yes.
more into them. Like I'll get the cheap ones and like especially because I lose them.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never wear sunglasses. They just get on my nerves sometimes.
Okay.
And like I'm just like I'll just squint. But I'm never outside enough to like unless I go to the beach. But then
Yeah.
like I always lose them, so I get like $10 pair of sunglasses from Walmart, and I'm okay.
Dude, forever. That's
But
all I would
those are
ever
the only
have.
ones I keep. But the
And then I'd
expensive
break them
ones,
or lose them
yeah,
immediately. So I was glad that I only paid $10.
yeah,
Yeah. But at some point, I decided to sort of start investing in just like nice sunglasses.
and
And I was going to try to really take care of them. I have not lost a pair yet.
yeah. Well, there you go.
Okay. That's not true. I lost a pair, but I found them. So
Well, hey, then it
I think
doesn't
that
count.
counts. And technically, they were in Bree's car the whole time.
So you didn't lose them.
really, she just withheld them from me.
Yeah.
If you think about it,
For sure.
So, but anyway, no, I don't know. For some reason, I just like really like sunglasses.
Yeah, and
you know,
and
like
that's
Ray
cool that
Bans,
you.
Persols. That's kind of the only ones that I really
I
wear.
feel like my face is a weird shape. Like I try to wear all these.
I
Cool
didn't want to
glasses.
say anything, but no, I'm
Thank
just
you.
kidding. I'm so kidding.
Thanks. But it's more of a rounder face. So like I
It's
only
hard to find.
look good with like aviators on, and
Okay.
I'm like, those are boring sometimes. You know, like I don't want to
Dude,
wear
try
aviators.
Persols.
Really,
Yes.
that's the second time I've heard that brand in like the last 2 weeks.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
I mean, obviously I've heard about that
Sure,
about
sure.
that brand, but like
Yeah.
someone like a friend
Recommended them?
mentioned them. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll have to
They're
get 'em.
awesome. I love them, man. They have some that fold up. They're like they're called the Steve McQueens, I think, or whatever. But they just so cool. They were originally made for Formula One race car drivers.
Yeah.
They take 15 days by hand to make these. They're from Italy.
Oh my
And
gosh.
as a guy my age, this means something. It might not mean something to anybody else. Brad Pitt wears them.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put it out there.
Oh, hey, there you go. You
There
got
you
the
go.
same glasses as
Brad
Brad
Pitt.
Pitt.
Yeah. It sold me. As soon as the sales lady said that, I was like, yeah, I'll take them. Thanks.
Yeah, I'll take 3.
Fight Club
Thanks.
images were like going in my head. I'm going to be so cool.
I love it. And so, your watch is your favorite. What about like a really memorable gift that you have given your dad?
That is a great question. I think normally we stick to pretty basic stuff for Steve. I can't think of anything that's been really in particularly like here. This was for Father's Day, and it's like I tried to pick this out. I don't know, man. As you get older, it's not as I don't know.
Right.
We probably should make it a big thing all the time, but
Yeah.
like it's probably he loves pistachios, so we generally get him a big bag of pistachios.
That's awesome. My
Yeah,
dad
so
loves
like you know what he
pistachios
likes,
too.
get him that.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad does.
Yeah.
Oh, see, it might be a dad thing.
It might be a dad thing.
I like 'em.
Are
I'm
you
not-
getting into it?
I don't want a bag as a present.
No.
I mean, I did go. I'll go get my own pistachios.
Right. And my sister does a really good job with like Mother's Day and Father's Day and like their
I've
birthdays
never
and
been a
trying-
good gift giver, brother. Honestly, that's a huge downfall of mine.
Yeah.
I'll easily
I'm-
admit it.
I'm getting better, and I try to listen
Yeah.
to see what other people say. And usually, like I said before, my parents kind of give us a list. And then for this Father's Day, we got him a skeet shooter because that's what he wanted.
Mm.
And so, which I'm like, I don't know, like I'm like, let me just give you like a shirt, like something
Yeah.
inexpensive. And
Right.
like my sister's like, oh no, we're going all big, all out.
Well,
for-
what are we gonna do next year?
Well, and that's the thing. Like she
How are we
always
gonna
one
top
ups it.
this? Oh no!
And it's like last year, and I
This is
mentioned
a slippery slope we're on here. Yeah.
and I'm really upset about it. Like I only work to make sure my parents have good gifts now.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
It
know.
starts to get a little out of hand.
But last year I talked about this in the last one. We got them tickets to this, like, you can drive like a car,
Hmm.
like a sports car on a track. Really, really neat. He
Like
loved that.
locally?
It was in Houston.
Oh,
There's
that's
one in New
cool. I
Orleans,
didn't
and
know
I
about
think the
that.
one in Houston, like they travel around. And so
That sounds like fun.
it was really cool to we all like took a family trip. My cousin and my aunt came.
Yeah.
They're really close, and we just made a weekend out of it around Thanksgiving last year, and he loved it. He was cool. He was driving it, and it was really neat to see that. I mean, we just watched them, so but I mean, it was expensive for like one person, so none of
Yeah.
us were gonna go do that, and so
It's not your day.
no, it wasn't. And then like we took him to Bucky's after, which
What?
was the first time he ever went to Bucky's, and he was like a
Oh,
kid in
that's
the
a
candy store.
life-changing experience
Yeah,
right there,
he
dude.
was in there an hour and a half, and we're all ready to go. And we're like, I told my sister, I was like, if we don't get him out of here fast enough, our Christmas gifts are coming from the
This is
Bucky's.
all, yeah.
And actually, hers did come from Bucky's, but it was this big like fire pit that she wanted, so it actually worked
Oh,
out. But I was
nice.
like, I know I'm just gonna get a Bucky's T-shirt from him because that's
That's so good.
just.
I
I'm
love
like,
Bucky's, man. It's a
yeah.
great place.
I'm like,
Get
I get
anything you need there.
overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't even know where to look.
I didn't know they had that many types of beef jerky. I didn't know
No,
they had
or
or candy
fudge.
or fudge or Jesus,
That's where
amazing.
you'll find me is at the fudge station, like anywhere, like Corbello's, Bass Pro, Bucky's. I'm at the fudge station, just trying. I'm like
Just
getting as
fudging it up.
yep.
That's
I'm
awesome.
trying to get as many free samples out of them as I can. Like, oh, let me try this.
How many can I legally get before you
Right.
like send me away?
And like it was fun because this girl at Bucky's was really like proud of like the one that she made. So,
Oh,
so she was like, "Oh, try this one. I just like made this one," and like I'm like, "Yeah, let me get it." And so I kind of racked up on that one.
sweet.
Yeah,
That's
and
how.
I spent like $30 on the fudge
Oh
thing
my
too,
God,
because I'm like I just can't not buy any now. But
dude, you were fudge rich.
I
That's
was
awesome.
I was full of fudge, full of fudge.
Just full of it.
Yeah. So, since it is about fashion too, and you said you're into fashion, what's
Yeah,
um a really like what's one of your favorite trends that you have seen over the years? And if y'all can hear my stomach
bell
growling, I'm really
bottoms.
sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm hungry.
Man, honestly, I don't really follow a lot of trends. I kind of stick more to like classic looks and stuff
Hmm.
like that.
Well,
I
what's your favorite
try.
classic piece then that you like?
Well, I mean, honestly, I love sunglasses. So like
Hmm.
Ray Bans are as classic as it gets. You
Yeah.
know, I feel like a pair of Ray Bans just like I don't know. I just love that look.
Hmm.
Honestly, I think the right jacket can set off,
Yeah.
your outfit. That's really important. A scarf. I love scarves.
Hmm.
Like during the winter or whatever. I
Yeah.
really enjoy wearing those. I feel like it's just important to like I kind of take the man rule of like you don't want to leave the house unless you're dressed like you would meet the love of your life that day.
Hmm.
Now, luckily, I already met the love of my life and married to her, but it's kind of that man rule,
Right.
like you just want to look
You
put
look your
together.
best. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
not like Sunday best all the time, but like I've
Well,
always
look
felt
good.
like it was important to at least look mildly put
Well, I've
together.
always
Yeah,
said, if you look good and feel good, like you're gonna like purvey confidence and like
exactly.
so I think it's key.
Plus, you can change your mood with the way you dress. Like if I wake
Exactly.
up and I'm not feeling that great, I put
Yeah.
on my parrot shirt. I look in the mirror. I can't not smile in my parrot shirt. You know what I mean? So
There you
like
go.
sometimes I dress because like I just want to feel a certain way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's I don't know. That's probably my 2 cents on that.
I love it. And so we're gonna wrap this up, but tell us how we can get in contact with you on social media.
Sure.
Maybe watch some of those cartoons, animated videos.
Yes,
Uh,
please go. You can go on Facebook and hit me up, Joshua Floyd Realtor, or like I said, I operate the Floyd Group. So you can find us at like the Floyd Group
mhm.
on Facebook. We put out a lot of content, videos about open houses, different
Mhm.
houses, things that we might find interesting, real estate related, and cartoons and stuff like that. So you can hit us up on there. You can always hit me up on my cell phone, 337-263-5954,
Mhm.
or you can send me an email inquiry at jfloyd@inglesafari.com. I'm literally always happy to discuss real estate matters. That's where I get a lot of joy from, to be
Yeah,
honest with
we
you.
have to stop them sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, dude, please shut up. Like, no.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, hit me up anytime, and always happy to help.
perfect. And Josh, thank you again for coming on.
Thank you for
And
having me, man. It was a
um,
lot of fun. It's always fun hanging out with you.
right,
Yeah.
always, and we finally have other people to listen to what we have to say now.
Isn't that nice?
But good luck on everything. I'm excited to see where you grow with this new Floyd group, and
Likewise.
thank you.
Um,
And we'll have you on again soon, I'm sure.
Absolutely, man.
And
I'm leaving here. I'm going to log on to corbellosmenswear.com and I'm going to go
yes,
buy a bunch of t-shirts.
yes, he's like t-shirt full.
I love them. You guys
Yeah,
have the best shirts.
thank you. um, but so anyway, again, thank you guys for listening. Remember to like, subscribe, rate us, and let us know if there's a subject matter you want us to discuss, or maybe a guest I can try to get on. And remember to do good. And see you next time. Bye bye.